As the great wheel of economic competition turns, the lands of the Middle Kingdom once again find themselves at the center of a global tug-of-war over the crucibles of 21st-century industry. From the rocky hills of Appalachia to the ivy-lined corridors of Brussels, eyes squint with concern at the titanic efforts of the Chinese state to lord over emerging realms like renewable energy, electric automobiles, and advanced batteries. At the heart of these furrowed brows stands Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, the stalwart steward of America's fiscal sphere. In clarion tones, she has sounded the alarm over what she terms China's massive subsidization of its favored corporate champions in these fields of tremendous economic and strategic import. China's desire is to really have global domination of these industries, Yellen declared in the compact cadences for which she is renowned, letting the weight of her words linger like the vaunted military dictum of yore to permit no non-allied fleet air superiority in the skies within 600 miles of its shores. Her lens, however, is trained not on some far-flung theater of battle but on the whirring factories and esoteric labs that may well yield mastery over the industries of tomorrow. The tale she weaves is one in which entire sectors have been scorched by what the Treasury chief terms cheap imports flooding the market, commercial buckshot fired from the infinite Chinese reserve of low-cost labor and state-directed capital. The husks that remain are cautionary vestiges like the Suniva solar panel manufacturer, forced to shutter its Georgia plant in 2017 before being revived by the twin defibrillators of trade duties and the alternating current of green subsidies flowing from President Biden's signature climate legislation. The specter that haunts Yellen is one of history rhyming, of a 21st-century recapitulation of when China's subsidized steel and aluminum industries laid waste to employment from El Equipa to Alton. A drama that unfolded as the same playbook of substantial overinvestment was inked in economic modernization plans. The fear is that Beijing's virtual printing press of industrial and commercial aid could permit it to bend the course of technological progress to its authoritarian whims, as it has so many tons of rebar and hectares of photovoltaic glass. This portends ramifications that extend far beyond the cash flows on some corporate spreadsheets. At its starkest, it gestures towards an epical clash over which economic model, Chicago-accented free markets or added state capitalism, shall serve as the hegemonic paradigm for the remainder of the century. It is no less than the simmering next installment of the protracted tussle between capitalist and command economies that reverberated through proxy battlefields during the Cold War. And while Yellen insists, we want to see what we can do that's constructive with China, others are considerably more pugilistic. Like some Lilliputian bound by countless economic threads to the land of the giants, Scott Paul of the Alliance for American Manufacturing offers pointed critiques of Beijing's policies and past administrations' hesitancy to appropriately prevent or respond to the threat. His tone captures the brewing fatalism that the free market convictions, which guided prior rounds of economic bout, have left America in a weakened state, for there can be no mistaking the quasi-militaristic overtones suffusing Yellen's rhetoric, calling to mind the Schumpeterian invocations of creative destruction. Even the most bucolic scenes, like her recent visit to a Georgia solar plant basking in federal largesse, are contrasted against the zero-sum foils of economic warfaring, with the Treasury chief archly intoning that we don't intend to let that happen again. The looming voyage to Beijing that Yellen has presaged will be a marquee theatrical of escalating economic tensions. Yet the discursive battle lines have already been staked, with America vowing to defend technological primacy against the onslaught of a neo-mercantilist adversary. Whether through shrewd statecraft or escalating tariffs, the resolution appears nebulous. But the reckoning appears inexorable. For when the hot forges of the new industrial age are stoked, none wish to be left idling by the shadows they cast. Contesting the heights of economic mastery is an eternal scramble in which the adversary is ever-changing while the existential stakes remain immutable. The coming ogone with China over the realms of renewable energy and electrified mobility will be but another heaving cycle in that perpetual turning of the great economic wheel.